They say that on any given weekend, hundreds of drivers race Mazdas coast to coast. This summer, many of them have flocked to Portland International Raceway for the Mazda Grand Prix of Portland. Spec Miatas, Star Mazda machines are all here, and the most anticipated racers of the weekend, the MX-5s. We're on the road in the Pacific Northwest for the Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup. And welcome to Portland International Raceway, the third race of the season for the Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup. This is the Mazda Grand Prix of Portland. I'm Rick Benjamin. Elliot Forbes-Robinson is alongside. Derek Pernasiglio will have our coverage today down on pit road. It's always an interesting field and a very interesting racetrack. And Elliot, since we were here last year, they've laid down an entirely new surface on this 2-mile race course.
No, it's amazing for a track that's to put down that kind of surface for a race like this is great.
Full field of Mazda MX-5 Cup machines on hand, and a surprise will start on the inside of row number 1. He's with Derek.
And Andrew Cadell is from nearby Graham, Washington. He won the race last year, sits on the pole today. And Andrew, can you do it again this year?
We're going to try. You know, coming out here for this one race, it's a little tough, a little difficult, but we got a great teammate in Brad Rampelberg from Hoover Speed, and just hopefully make it through the first corner without any incidents, and then just race with him. I think we got two of the best cars here for race pace, so we'll get through the first corner and then race it amongst ourselves.
There's usually a lot of jockeying for positions in the early laps. Is it difficult to pace yourself early in the race?
It is, especially in this series, because you know once the tires start getting warm, you know it gets a little more hectic and stuff like that. So me and Brad are just gonna settle in whatever it comes out. If he's first or I'm first, we're just gonna settle in and then try getting away from the field. And if that doesn't work, then we're just gonna race for it.
Andrew Cadell starts on the pole today.
Yeah, it should be a really good race, and it will get hot, and the tires are going to go away, especially at this track up into the first session.
Well, Brad Rampelberg has a third and a fourth so far, the first two races of the season. He is certainly one of the major championship contenders in the Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup. Look at that concentration, Elliot.
Yeah, he's ready to go at this one. And, you know, he's starting up further than he has in any of the other races. And this track is going to be a good track to pass on. And, you know, when you come down the main straight, you go into turn 1, the S is there. You can, it entices you to dive in under somebody because it's such a late turn in there, and it gets guys in there together. And the same in 10, very fast corner, but it's a left with a right following it. And because of that, if you get in there first, you can hold the person off.
Part of the pageantry of the Playboy Mazda MX-5 Cup, some of the playmates who are here with us this weekend. And it's a special weekend for this series. A couple of authors, well-known authors, are in the field. Back to Derek.
Sam Moses has penned the classic memoir, Fast Guys, Rich Guys, and Idiots. Today, he goes from writing to racing. And Sam, we talked to you earlier today. You're starting to feel more and more confident as this weekend has gone on.
I hope so. It's laps. With these cars, it's a specific technique that old school guys like me have trouble adjusting to because it's completely different, but it's just time in the car, and it's hard to do in one race, and this is my first race in this series and in these cars, but I'm feeling better and better with each lap.
He's feeling better and better with each lap, but we've got another writer in the field this weekend, and he wrote The Art of Racing in the Rain. It was a best-selling novel on the New York Times bestseller list by Garth Stein. Garth Stein starts right behind Sam Moses, and Garth, you guys have had a pretty friendly little rivalry this weekend.
Oh yeah, you know, it's a little bit of a war of words. Now we're going to take the war out to the racetrack, and you know, we'll see. I have a feeling Sam may not make it through the first lap, so I'm going to hang back here and see what unfolds.
Well, it's a battle of the racing writers, and we're going to find out who can pen the bestseller this weekend.
Both Garth Stein, Sam Moses here on behalf of the Oregon Humane Society. They've been selling autographed copies of their respective books. Some of the proceeds from those sales going to benefit the Humane Society and their Rescue Animals program. The Oregon Humane Society, one of the strongest humane societies around the country. Elliot, have you read Fast Guys, Rich Guys, and Idiots?
I read it a long time ago. And it was a good book. And, you know, he hasn't raced a long time, so it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Garth Stein's book, The Art of Racing in the Rain. I read it on our summer vacation recently. Fantastic book written from a dog's eye view about our sport. Eric Foss, the championship leader. Todd Burris is second in the points, and there's Brad Rampelberg, just 19 off the lead. Robert Huffmaster, who won in the rain at Mosport, a pretty close fourth. A very tight battle.
Oh, it is a really tight battle, and you can tell by the shuffling of the grid this time. Eric Foss, who's got 2 poles, is all of a sudden 10th.